Okay, so I arrived at the river. Okay, this is a Panama River. It's really small right now, but that's a water truck that just filled up water over there in the lake, and they're taking it to what they call, like portable water for the showers for some of the buildings and some of the restaurants, some of the hotels, some of the businesses that have problems with water. So they have two types of water: the purified water and the water coming right from the lake. But I'm going to make a video, so I'm showing you the world. I'm Andy Lee Graham. Okay, today I'm going to talk about the 14th step. Don't say or do anything that would make you or others appear weak. Don't say or do anything that would make you or others appear weak. I'm on Lake Athlon, Guatemala, and it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. It's pretty chilly out here today. One of the most perfect climates on the planet, but it's real easy to sleep. But until about 8 o'clock, when the sun cooks off the cool night air, it can be really kind of chilly. Okay, the 14th step is something that I created because I was in Huatulco, Mexico, and I went to some AA meetings, and everybody kept talking about their last drink. And they would go on and on with their drunkalogs, and it was really annoying because most of these guys had been sober for 15 years. And I go, golly, you guys, you're talking about the trauma alcoholism, and you're not talking anything about the benefits. There's a water truck over there. You see it? There's two volcanoes over there, but they're kind of in the fog or whatever. Okay. What happens is people have two different kinds of talk. They have self-talk that's kind of like something that goes on in their brain, and then you have what you say out loud. And I've been watching this man, Trevor Mawad. I'm probably not saying it right, but he got interviewed by Tom Bellew, and he's really quite brilliant. And I, for years, have been a reader of self-help books, right? I love self-help books. One of my favorite books is Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, which has 32 ways of failure, okay? But what I'm realizing is when it comes to mental, you want people to be positive, and on the other side is what comes out of your mouth has two different things. It can be positive or it can be negative. And I often tell people, if you hear, one of the things I've learned by talking three languages, I speak Spanish, English, and French, when I'm listening to a language and it's a foreign language, one of the great benefits is I can instantly hear the tone of voice, which could be negative, okay? And if it's negative, I don't go. I also have what I call the remainder man theory that was in my book, The Hobo Way, Life is an Experiment, Walden. The remainder man theory is the idea that if you eliminate, because I'm dyslexic and I think backwards in comparison to a lot of people. So it's just how I think. And so what I have to do, what I've learned is to eliminate all the negatives, and then what remains is the positive. So if you really want to be happy, one of the easiest ways to do it is to remove all the negatives from your life. And I'm going to kind of talk about that today. But the 14th step is something that I'm working on, okay? There's 12 steps, and there's a 13th step that's kind of funny, but I'm not going to talk about it. But the 14th step, I might make somebody feel weak, but the 14th step is my rendition of me getting upset because everybody was talking about their trauma of alcoholism. And so there's two sides. There's no reason to get sober if all you're going to do is be miserable. But trauma has a great value in life, okay? And so the 14th step is don't say or do anything that would make you or others appear weak. Don't. I'm working on this stuff. This is my step that I've been working on for the last year, and it's hard. Okay. If you remove what is negative in your life, what is left over is good. Okay. But I'm going to say that this Trevor Mowat, he's got an interesting name. He was getting interviewed by Tom Bellew. And I love Tom Bellew, Impact Theory, because he's got 3 hours of deep dive, emotional, mental health, anything, intellectual. He covers all the topics, okay? So you got 3 hours of more than just a glossary, listen to something like a platitude, then forget it, right? So it's kind of difficult to, after a 3-hour talk, podcast, listen to it any way you want to do it. You can listen to it while you're at work because there's really no action. It's just him talking to somebody. And I'm kind of doing the same thing now. I'm doing longer videos so that you can listen to them while you're at work and not have to watch what I'm doing. Okay. But Tom Bellew interviewed this guy, Trevor Mowat, which had written a book. It takes what it takes, how to think neutrally and gain control of your life. The name of the book is, again, It Takes What It Takes, how to think neutrally. Okay, so this is a newer concept. I watched this video about 2 weeks ago, and it's been sitting around, mulling around in my brain, playing ping pong, right? And I finally realized that this is brilliance, okay? And I've read, so many, The Power of Positive Thinking. I've read all these things. And a lot of it has to do with what you say, what comes out of your mouth. And what he makes a great point to, his father was like the president of the self-esteem club, okay? I think he was a golfer or something. But it was really interesting because he says, what you say out loud is who you become, right? And Malcolm Gladwell talks about this, and the words that we use construct who we are. So all the words and phrases and things that come out of our mouth is who we are as a constructed person. Okay, I construct who I am by making a choice to say the right things. Now, on the other side is there's a problem because people right now inside the United States are absolutely addicted to problems. Okay, it's amazing to me. They will make a choice to watch 30 videos in a row that are all about the the politics and anger and whatever. And the tone of voice of all these videos is very hypnotizing, and it because anger is easier to sell than positive stuff. But I'm trying to tell you something positive today, and I want something I want to be a good example at, the 14th step. How to never say anything or do anything that would make another person feel weak. Okay, what does that mean? This is really a takeoff of one of Jordan Peterson's 12 lessons for life. He wrote a book about the 12 lessons for life, something like that. I always get these mixed up, right? Okay, but it takes, Trevor Mowat said that when something comes out of your mouth that is negative, it has 10 times the amplitude, 10 times the meaning. See, what you think isn't as valuable as what you say. So that's the reason why journaling, writing, thinking, when you're going to learn a language, you need to repeat the word out loud, okay, so you can hear it. Get all your senses involved, okay? But when you say something negative out loud, it comes true. He's talking about one of my heroes, Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich said, I don't want to be in basketball for like 30 years, whatever, then die of a heart attack when I'm 40. And guess what? It's a self-prophesizing thing. Pete Maravich died of a heart attack. One of these guys was talking to a baseball player. He talks about it in the video with it. I have all these links and everything, and I'll try to put the link inside the description of my underneath this video, and you can find all these links. And Trevor Moawad has a channel. Okay, he's written a book. I got the link to Amazon. But this one, when he's talking to Tom Bilyeu, he says, this one baseball player, he says, oh, my worst fear is that the ball's going to go through my legs and they're going to win the game. And this guy, the ball went through his legs and they lost the World Series or something. What the point is that when anything that you say out loud is 10 times more likely to happen. It's a self-prophesizing thing. I often hear people or know people that say things like, well, you can't do this. And I go, well, you can, I can, okay? But they want to put words in my mouth, okay? And I go, hey, you can put my words in your own mouth, but I'm not going to put. And if somebody says something extremely bad, I will stop them. I will not let them say. My friend was saying something about, oh, where I live is very boring. And I said, please, never say that. I said, never say that where you live is boring, because it's a self-prophesizing thing. But I almost moved away from a roommate one time because he kept calling me shit for brains. And I said, you say that one more time and I beat you. I had to threaten him, because some people want to push you down and you cannot allow it, okay? But when they talk to you directly, that is not the 14th step. The 14th step is, let me read it again. The 14th step is don't say or do anything that would make another person appear weak. You or another person appear weak. So when somebody calls you a name, they're trying to make you feel weak. And what they're trying to do is push you down so that they can rise up. It's so common, it's ridiculous. And the whole internet, I finally realized that social networks are the least sociable thing on the planet. They are where two people can fight without actually worrying about physically getting accosted. But there's two people I'm talking about today. Trevor Moawad, Moawad. I truly believe that the really smartest people are not only talking about their ideas or stealing the ideas, they're actually pointing you at other smarter people. And I get really upset when somebody will not tell me or show me how to contact somebody. They'll say the name of the person and maybe the book, but they won't give you any way to get to that book. The smartest people are not trying to, I think Einstein said, the best thing about writing is how to hide your sources. Okay, that's not how to write, guys. The way to write is to make people know who you learn from. Some people ask me many times when I was writing a travel blog where I got it. I said, it's straight out of the Bible, guys, or it's straight out of AA or something like that. But the book, again, is this. But 10 times, if you say something negative, it's got a 10 times more likelihood of happening. So this ties in directly with what I'm saying. Don't say or do anything that would make a person feel or be weak, right? So when you say something like, I always go off my diet, or I'm saying, I have problems with weight. Self-prophesizing, of course I do. I'm reinforcing that belief that I have problems with weight. So I'm going to try my best. A lot of this came to pass because a person called me a hayseed the other day, and I go, what in the world gave this guy the idea that to call me a hayseed? And I say that I'm from Orland, Indiana, a place of 200 people, and it's a bunch of farmers. And people instantly think that it's something bad. This is the greatest strength of my life, okay? I'm so proud of being from Orland, Indiana. It's ridiculous. I would never deny this. This is a strength. I feel sorry for people from Colorado, New York, and these really weak places, right? Where they spend their whole time living in constant chaos. Okay, but there's traumas. Some people accomplish what they did by thing. I had a friend, Mike, that used to always act like I should just lose weight. And I said, Mike, you was a fat little kid. You're traumatized. It's easier for you to not eat because you're so afraid of being fat. Thomas DeLauer, if you watch him, he's one of these health people, really good guy, but he was a fat guy. He got really fat. There's many of these health people that had they got really fat. They even Peter Attia had, I guess, almost type 2 diabetes, okay, because of eating too much food. A lot of things. I have never really had this type of trauma, so therefore it's the pain of going off my diet or OMAD or whatever is not so scary, right? Because I'm not scared of getting fat, okay? But anything you say or do that would make another person appear weak is defining who they are. And if you define another person as a weak person, or you say something negative about that person, it's a self-prophesizing. They become that person. So what you tell your children is who they become, okay? So many parents think that the best way to make somebody learn something is to spend them all the time criticizing. To me, the way to teach somebody is to remove the obstacles of success. It's like my parents. We had Reader's Digest everywhere, books everywhere. Anytime anybody wanted to sell us one of these educational things, my parents bought it, okay? It was amazing. We had World Book Encyclopedia. I got halfway through the book of A on the encyclopedia. But I read Wikipedia every day of the week. I mean, I probably read at least, 8 different pages on Wikipedia every day, and I donate to them because they give me many hours of enjoyment. And I'm hoping you see that I give you many hours of enjoyment. But there's 2 ways to greatly have success. One is to have complete fear, okay? Some people that have been in abject poverty and had nothing come back to be great success because the fear drives them on. On the other side is what about us that didn't grow up in abject poverty, that have this life story of hell and whatever. I have a story of living in hell and trauma from alcoholism, and losing my license and a whole bunch of things, but I don't have this fear of poverty, okay? So to achieve great things, you have to give yourself thing. But the way to do this is to never let any words come out of your mouth that define who you are, because what comes out of your mouth is amplified 10 times. Now, Trevor Mallwood, I put the channel in this link. He's got almost his whole book. I downloaded his book, and I had almost his whole book is in these little explainer videos that are really good. And I recommend you watch them about 5 times until they sink in, okay? I often recommend it if a video really moves you, emotionally changes you, makes you think, watch it more than once, or wait a couple days and watch it again. Watch it again, watch it again. There's some films that have changed my life, and I watch over and over again. One of the most important films I ever watched was The Razor's Edge with Bill Murray. Okay, it's one of my favorite movies, and it really, in a way, saved my life because it put everything in perspective and how to think. Okay, so back to the 14th step. never say or do anything that would make you or another person feel weak. That's like never criticize somebody. But you have to, there is a juncture, and I'm going to say this. If there is a person in your life that's trying to tear you down, that's trying to make you feel weak, and all they do, there's positive things about, we have to identify the problems. But if a person continually never stops, it's like everything that comes out of their mouth is some sort of criticism of you or your country or something like that. Erase them, ghost them, get rid of them. They are toxic poison, and they are destroying you. Okay, that's the remainder man theory. If you get rid of all the negative people in your life, it's very easy to think. But a lot of times, some of the people that you think are the best for you, sometimes your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, your best friends that you've known for 20 years, are essentially very negative. But how do you know some of the things? If a person constantly changes jobs, if they constantly have a girlfriend that's just horrible, if they do all these debaucherous things, they get too fat, these things are the signals that you're around a person that has mental problems. Okay, again, the 14th step. Don't say or do anything that would make me or you feel weak, appear weak, look weak. I highly recommend you read Jordan Peters' book, or watch. You can do a deep dive where you can also watch these things on YouTube, and you can watch like 8 videos of him talking about his book. And it's kind of the same thing, because a lot of you I know, don't really enjoy reading, but really simple just to watch like 8 of his videos. And I often make video playlists on YouTube of different people that I really want to watch again and again, and create. I've got a whole Google Docs, Google Sheets system of finding these, because YouTube sabotages our ability to return to a video. And they're doing this because the addictive process of a social network is randomness. They want everything to be random. They want you to not. It's like TikTok and Shorts and all these things. These are random, and they're very addictive compared to long videos, like 3-hour videos or something like that. But if you really want to have a change in your life, the longer the video, the better. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? Life is good. Okay, I'm going to go to Colombia on November 11th, and I'm going to walk through or go through the Darien Gap somehow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then I'll fly from Panama back to Guatemala, because I'm going to leave all my backpacks here, my heavy stuff. Then I'll fly to Tampa, Florida, stay, and then I'll fly to Monterey, California. So I'm here, world traveler. I've lived in 114 countries and traveled nonstop for over 25 years. 25 years of living in 114 countries. Life is good.